the green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Right, so I pushed it a bit more, but you can hear the ends of every word become a bit more distorted. And what is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning into another video. Definitely make sure to smash that like button. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to integrate tape emulation into your vocal mixing workflow. All right, I'm going to be giving you the breakdown on how to really get the most out of your mixes using this type of saturation. So yeah, with that being said, let's hop straight into it. The plugin that we're going to be utilizing today is the HoRnet TapeMK2. This is the second version of the original tape plugin. We have been supplied this plugin from HoRnet, so shout out to Saverio for hooking us up. And yeah, it sounds really good. It has a lot of updates to it. We will be checking out some of the features included in the plugin. I definitely recommend that you go to the official HoRnet plugin channel and watch a full breakdown just to get a little bit more of a scientific overview of all of the different settings. But you know me, I'm an engineer and I love to integrate these types of plugins into my workflow, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. So let's hop straight in. All right, so before we really start, mangling the plugin and kind of seeing what it sounds like, I just want to give you a bit of a kind of history, brief overview on how tape has been utilized from about the 90s up till today. That way you can have a bit more of an understanding of how to utilize it. You'll also understand a bit more on how I'm going to be using the plugin and where I'm going to place the plugin and things like that, because I do believe there is a kind of sweet spot in modern music for tape emulation, saturation in general. You don't just want to kind of throw it all over the mix and hope for the best, right? And so it's always good having a basic understanding. And so from what I've studied and what I've learned about tape, right, in the 90s, tape was really all anyone had in a big studio, right? There were no computers that were going to record every single channel of a recording, right? This was something that, was how it was done before digital came around, right? And so, for example, if we look at this tape machine right here, you can see all of these different VU meters. And all of these VU meters would generally be single channels, right? So kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, guitar, whatever. Those were all running into a tape machine. Now, that was how it was done. It was then played back from the tape machine, but there was something sonically to gain from utilizing tape, okay? And that was that tape kind of added a certain sound, a certain flavor to one's, sonic palette, right? And so this is why different engineers would utilize different types of tape, okay? This is why we've got all these different deck type versions, right? We've got 15 IPS, 30 IPS, they have a different sound to them, right? For example, a Swiss tape machine, right? A Studer maybe, which is a Swedish tape machine, or a Studer is how it is pronounced, I think, will sound a little bit different from a Japanese tape machine like a Sony. They all had different sounds and tones. And, you'd use them for different purposes. Some people would use them for a certain type of tape machine for mastering because it had a very kind of flat sound to it, right? It needed minimal bias tweaking and things like this. And this is why that bias exists. We'll get into that just now. But in modern recording, things have, changed quite a lot, obviously, since the introduction of Pro Tools, DAWs where we can actually record straight into the box using an audio interface. That has really replaced the tape machine, but it is still not kind of push tape to the side totally, because there are still studios out there that will offer clientele the option to record to tape. Okay, now this is more utilized on more traditional records, and what I mean by traditional is any record that utilizes a real drum kit, real instruments, guitars, keys, etc. You can benefit a lot from running your tracks onto tape, importing everything to Pro Tools, and then mixing from there. That way you've got this kind of tape sound imprinted on your record, right? And, a lot of people like that. It makes their bass guitar sound bigger. It makes the guitars sound good. It makes the vocals sound good. But in modern music, in my opinion, you need to be a lot more picky on where you place tape emulation or what sounds you record to tape, okay? And that's really what I want to show you, how we can utilize it, what we want to utilize it on. So really where I like to use tape style emulation is really going to be on vocals, vocal groups, effects buses, right? Parallel buses and things like that, because as much as I like the tape sound, I also want, the option to be able to mix in how much I'm adding in. And I also want, certain sounds to sound a bit more tapey than others, right? For example, I would much prefer tape emulation on a vocal than I would on an instrumental, right? Especially a hip-hop instrumental, a pop instrumental, where there's so much going on at the extremes of the frequency spectrum, which is what tape will affect. This is why, again, we have the bias knob, right? Because when you would go to tape, you would sometimes lose low end. Sometimes you would lose high end. Maybe you gain high end, right? There are all these things that can happen. And so obviously when we're mixing instrumentals or beats or whatever, where there's a full range of sound that is required, right, in order to sound good, we don't want to affect that too much, because suddenly then, we're missing a bunch of top end, or we're missing a bit of low end or whatever. So for me personally, the first place that I would use tape would be on a main vocal. Okay, why? Well, because I like the way vocals sound through tape. It sounds good. If I had a tape machine here, you damn right I would be putting my vocal through a tape machine, right? So that's the first place we'll kind of start off. Okay, we've got this mix right here from the Fusion Uzi Pluto Wave template. This is available for Pro Tools and FL Studio, so check it out in the description. And let's kind of listen to what it sounds like. We'll leave the tape machine off for now, then we'll turn it on and run through some settings.
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drag, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving.
Right, so the vocal sounds good, right? But how can we add on to that using tape? Well, as you can see in this template, I actually did have a different tape plugin on there. I didn't use it because I ended up using some saturation. What happens if we did want to add in a little bit of tape onto there, right? What type of sound would we get? So let's just listen again. Again, this is going to be pretty subtle because we're not pushing the tape machine to its kind of upper limits, right?
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drag, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know. Thousands of grams.
So it is a very subtle effect, but when you see us kind of run through the different types of decks, we actually get a little bit more weight added to our vocal, right? We get a little bit more kind of cutting of the vocal to the mix, right? It sounds a bit more old school. It sounds a bit more fat, right? Now, as you saw me tweak the biasing, right? The biasing is basically going to add in low end or high end, right? We obviously get a different type of effect, right? We also have this high frequency EQ, which is really just to compensate for the loss of high end that occurs when we run into a tape machine. So it's kind of staying true to what tape is in this plugin, right? But it's very subtle, and that's how I like it to be, right? I know a lot of people, might be listening on headphones or something like that, and you might not be hearing it, but there is a noticeable difference in the low end. There's a noticeable difference in the top end, and the way that the mid-range sounds, right? It sounds a bit more squeezed, a bit more kind of analog, right? And I think that's a good thing, right? So let's just see how far we can push the input and output, see if we can get more of an effect.
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drag, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
That sounds pretty good to me. I quite enjoy the sound of that. So there you go. That's how I would use it on a main vocal. Again, if you are looking for a more distorted sound, you're free to do that. And then you can actually unlink the input and output just so you can get a bit more kind of output level, right? Because obviously the more we distort it, the more we lose from the vocal, the quieter it gets, right? So you know what I mean? You can mess around with that. So that's how I would utilize it on a vocal channel. Now again, right? Where I would most utilize these types of plugins would be on a vocal group. This way, all of my vocals, ad-libs, background vocals, doubles, etc., and main vocal included are going to be affected. So let's see what that sounds like. I think we'll get a bit more of a kind of sound out of it, right?
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drag, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping a ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Right, so I pushed it a bit more, but you can hear the ends of every word become a bit more distorted. All right, so there you go. That's probably a bit too aggressive for me. I would keep it more subtle because I like the kind of subtle, high-end sizzle that this kind of makeup of the EQ is adding, right? After we've done a bit of tape effect on it, right? It sounds good to me. Another thing that I forgot to mention that I think is pretty important for all the engineers out there is that you do have the ability to actually auto gain. Okay, now the auto gain level will be set to whatever you choose. Now this is based on VU. Personally, I like to mix at 0 VU while mixing, and then add on more digital level on the mastering stage, right? That way, when working in the box, I can run stuff to analog gear and not clip, okay, or distort. And so that'll work. Let's see if we can do that, right?
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping a birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping a ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know. Thousands of grams and certified.
Right, we are getting a little bit louder, but man, that sounds good. Okay, so there you go. That's how I would pretty much use it on a kind of vocal group, all vocals channel, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we do have the ability to oversample. That is an option as well if you do want to get the most out of it. I personally like to set oversampling on when exporting. That way, you know what I mean, we just get a little bit of a cleaner tone in regards to saturation. So there you go, that's how we do it. You can turn the analog hiss on or off. It's really up to you. As you can see, there's a little bit of something going on right there. It's very subtle. We can turn it up to really get that analog sound. Generally, when I'm mixing, I will have noise at the end of my recordings, right? Because various bits of gear are going to introduce, noise into our recordings. You're free to turn that on or off. Really up to you. In my opinion, having a little bit of noise is always okay. Kind of fills in that empty space, you know what I mean? Psychoacoustically, right? But yeah, let's pretty much take it to the next level. So what I like to do is, right, we'll actually leave this on. And as you can see, the auto level did actually adjust it to 1.5. I did say, kind of 5 dB was a bit much. It did sound good at 1.5, so we'll leave it at that. But what we can also do is, right, we can add on a tape plugin towards our SFX group. Now, this is something I've actually been doing with my mixes. I will start adding this plugin on. I think it definitely has a sound. What I've been using is like different types of preamp emulations, SSL group bus preamp emulations and things like that. And it just adds a nice difference, right? Because remember, when you are mixing analog, right, you have 2 channels that all your effects will pop up on, right? You'll group everything on a console, left and right channel. You've got a certain sound to it, So being able to do that again with this type of plugin is good, right? So let's see what this sounds like.
My friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping a birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's
right. We're suddenly getting this more dry sounding effect, and I kind of like that. But yeah, that's pretty much how we do that. Again, try this out on different types of effects individually as well. So for example, if you want more of a kind of less resonant reverb, you could add it onto there and just maybe distort it even more and get something cool added to it. But just for the sake of for the fact that we've kind of added this plugin onto different types of effects that won't really portray the tape sound, let's add it onto the beat, and I'll show you exactly why it's kind of difficult to use a plugin like this just for instrumentals, for example, or on a full mix, especially in hip-hop where you've got these 808s that are really deep and they become affected, right? So let's just listen.
Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping a birdie.
Right, can you hear how much different the beat now sounds, right? Suddenly You know what I mean? The 808 is kind of like crunched, right? We would much prefer that on a parallel channel or on a vocal channel or whatever, right? But let's just hear.
Getting on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Thousands of grams and certified stars that came on the time clock. All of my work.
Right, there's obviously a notable difference. It's probably a bit too aggressive, as I said earlier, for this type of.
Getting on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Thousands of grams and certified.
I do actually quite like what's happening to these snares of the mix. Sounds really good. Again, let's just try, for example, adding this onto a parallel channel. So we'll call this tape slam, right? Then what we'll do is we'll just create a another channel right here. Give that a color. Let's just make that a different color so that we know where it is. And we can quickly just throw one of these on there. And boom, right now we can parallel it. So let's see what we can do. Just route that to there.
Getting on ice like it's hockey. She's getting on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100.
That sounds really good right there, right? So let's add the vocal as well.
Getting on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and you know that we swerving. I cook up some work, man, you know that it's perfect. Oh, she want me now, but you know I just curve it. Cook in the kitchen, I'm flipping the ball. Keeping it real, I ain't selling my soul. Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Thousands of grams and.
Right, suddenly even the reference mix that we worked off of is sounding a lot smaller than this mix, right? So as you can see, right, there are a lot of different ways to utilize tape in your workflow. Again, you know, it's not always going to work just to add it onto every channel. Sometimes you may just want to, you know what I mean, kind of mess around, right? But yeah, definitely check out the full video from Saverio, you know what I mean, just to get a kind of more in-depth idea. This plugin is available for 20 euros, so definitely go check it out. You're free to demo it as well. I'm pretty sure if you have the MK1, you can update to this for free. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Shout out to HoRnet Plugins. This is definitely an underrated company. They have a ton of cool stuff. I've personally been using the song key from them for many years now. I have the analog stage as well from them. You know what I mean? They got all sorts of cool plugins that can help you get a bit of sound. You know what I mean? Automatic gain staging and things like that if you really want to speed up your workflow. And yeah, man, with that being said, hope you had a good time. Hope you learned something. Definitely check out this plugin. Peace out.